All right, we're back here at musicmoose.org, and we're explaining the use of some of the minor chords, where they come into play, and we had touched on that briefly in the last session, and I think we'll introduce the minor scale just like we had done with the major scale. So to start out with, we'll go back to G again, and now of course if we had the G major right here in the first position, and if we were to do that linear scale again, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the G major scale. Okay, if we were to take that and make it minor, which we had explained in the last session, your third note and your seventh note of the scale will be flatted a half step. So what does that mean? What does that sound like? Well, if I played it in G, okay, my third note of the scale was a B major, or B, I'm sorry, and my seventh note is an F sharp. Now if I flatted those a half step, that means my B would become B flat and my F sharp would become F. Okay, so just to give you an example, G minor. Okay, now you're seeing this bar shape here that I've made this minor starting on the third fret, and of course we haven't introduced this bar shape of the G here in the second inversion of G, and like we had mentioned before, we hope you've got some chord charts to help you along with these. Okay, now if I was to make my G major chord here, you can hear that B note in there sticking out as the major. This chord's a little difficult to make at first, and I feel your frustrations. Okay, we've all been there. But I'm going to take that B note in there and take it off, and then you can hear that B flat note in there really stands out and gives that G minor a very distinct sound. If I major, minor. Okay. So, as we mentioned before with guitar, your patterns, your shapes, they do stay the same when you bounce to another chord and inversion and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and take this down. Instead of playing in G minor, we'll go down to E minor. Let's see, maybe we'll go to A minor. We did E minor in the last lesson, so we'll take it into A minor, and I'll do another 1-4-5 progression, 1-4-1-5. How about that? Of A minor, D minor, and E major. So, with a very simple basic rhythm, 4/4 time, very similar to the E minor progression, and just like all your 1-4-5s, we'll go through some of the popular keys and show you the changes the way they should be. So, A minor. D minor. Back to A minor. And E. Back to the A minor. And D minor. A minor. And E. A minor. All right. And I think for the A minor, E minor, D minor, you can see these positions these chords in the first positions. They're not entirely too different from the major shape, and they're not really any more difficult. It's just a matter of memorizing the difference between the two and being able to change back and forth and know exactly where they are. So we hope that this has been helpful for you, and I believe in the next lesson we're going to emphasize more on moving up to the next positions, second positions, and even introducing the capo. And once again, thanks for stopping in, folks. musicmoose.org.